Recently, I did a vlog on the downfall, the tragic, sad story of Ravi Zacharias, the well-known Christian apologist. Before you listen to what I have to say in this video blog, I really encourage you to go back and read part 1 and see how I analyze the demonization that likely took place in his life. For more than 40 years, he valiantly, courageously defended the faith of Jesus Christ. And then we discovered through an investigation after his death that he was leading a double life. The other Ravi Zacharias abused countless women. They discovered a cell phone with more than 200 sexually explicit photos of women on it. I suggested in that video blog that he was demonized and that this went back ancestrally to his Hindu ancestors who were priests of a high caste in India where he was born. But I think now there are other factors that we need to consider. I've been watching some of his YouTube lectures where he masterfully defends the gospel of Jesus Christ and the faith and expresses a deep love for Jesus Christ. He stands up for the gospel. And yet, there's this contradiction. In one of the videos that I watched on YouTube, he told the story of a hypocritical man who was saying one thing and doing another thing. And then he commented, and I quote him, "We are comfortable when our holiness is used to judge others, but not so comfortable when that same holiness judges us." How could he say that? Well, I believe there were demons involved, but I also think there was something that I call a performing self, another self. A lot of people in business and entertainment do this. They're one person on the stage, another in real life. They're one individual in the conference room and another with their family and in their private lives. They begin to live a self-styled caricature of themselves. They say one thing, they do another. They do it for fame. They do it for fortune. Entertainers do this a lot. So do business people. They develop two different demeanors, an everyday demeanor and the other self. This leads to self-delusion. And eventually they get to the place psychopathically where they can't separate morally those oppositional selves. I also think that in addition to a performing self, the Ravi Zacharias might have experienced psychological dissociation, becoming two people with opposite moral codes. The demonic aspect of this kind of pathology is very real. I've dealt with thousands of cases of people like this. For example, the pastor who loved Jesus was a great Bible teacher and would go into the pulpit and teach cross-dressing, wearing women's underwear at the same time. Or take the case of the worship leader who came to me for deliverance. He would lead people in praise and worship into the presence of God. All the while, thoughts of molesting children would be going through his mind. Or the evangelist to whom I ministered deliverance and cast out demons, who was dealing drugs, using meth, and at the same time laying hands on people and praying for them for healing and deliverance. It's very dangerous when people develop another self, whether it's a performing self or dissociative self. Jeremiah 17:9 says, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked." If you sense in any way that there is a parody of you, another self acting out behavior, mockery of the things of God, while at the same time performing in a spiritual context, you need to confess it to a mature Christian. You need to seek out a pastor. You need to get some professional help. Perhaps you need to deliverance, in which case you need to contact me for an in-person or virtual encounter before that other evil destroys the real you, as I believe it did Ravi Zacharias.
Your financial support and prayers make it possible for us to bring hope for the hurting and freedom to those in spiritual bondage. For the latest information regarding ministry outreaches, go to boblarson.org or call 303-980-1511.